Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do a workout that only involves a set of dumbbells and a tube. You can use different weights of dumbbells if you need to, and you could also use a kettlebell if you have one, but we could do it with one set of dumbbells and one exercise tube. So that's what we're going to do today. Remember to come into these workouts warmed up and ready to go, so do a 5 to 10 minute warm up at a minimum, and then come in ready to move those muscles. Okay, so today we're going to start off with a Renegade Row. And what that is basically rowing from a plank. So there's different levels and different ways you can do this. What I like about it is that you're having to stabilize a lot of muscles with holding that plank and then moving those back and arm muscles. So we're going to start off, the way you can do it is grab your dumbbells, and the easiest way to start is to start on your hands and knees, and you can kind of get a feel for it. You can position the dumbbells how you like. You can do them side to side like this, or you can I like to kind of do them at a diagonal. It feels most comfortable for my shoulders, so they're just kind of off on an angle. So to get started, the key here is keeping your back flat and not not really rocking side to side. So you want to pull up, squeeze, driving your elbows towards the ceiling. Now, if you can, move back into a knee plank. So I'm going to do 10 total, just showing you the different levels here. So you can try it from a plank on your knees. If you keep your knees wide or spread apart, it's easier to stabilize. If you want to challenge yourself, keep your knees closer together. So really focus on keeping your torso still. If this feels like too much, bring those knees a little closer. Keep that back nice and flat. We're using gravity, really focusing on squeezing your shoulder blade toward the midline and driving your elbow towards the ceiling. Now, if you're really feeling confident, let's try it with your toes, up on your toes. Really focusing on keeping steady. Even if you just want to try a couple, and then you go back down to your knees, that's okay. But regardless, we're going to try 10 total. I think I've got one more. All right, good. Also, keeping your shoulders down away from your ears. So we don't want to be up like this trying to do it. Keeping those shoulders down, really stabilizing and working through that postural and back. It's your rhomboids that are really working hard there, and your biceps. Lots of stabilizing going on there. Okay, now we're going to stand up. So stand up with good form. And we're going to use one dumbbell, one of those that you just had. Or you can grab a kettlebell if you prefer, whatever you have in your house, but it's kind of nice to just do it with one piece of equipment here. So you can either hold it like this or hold it here like this. We're just going to hang on to that weight. We're going to step out to the side, do a squat, come back to center. Step out to the side, squat, come back to center. So we're going to go at least 5 on each side. That would be 10 squats. But I'm going to go for 10 on each side. So you can kind of decide how you're feeling here. This is 4. Really sitting back into that squat. So remember, you really want to sit your hips back, like you're going to sit down into a chair. Keeping your knees more over your ankles. 7, just keeping that weight right here. We're adding just a little weight to this. If a deep squat is too difficult for you, or if you have pain or limited range of motion for some reason, step out, stick your hips back, bend your knees, step out. Just do a modified one, just do a small one. Keep breathing. We'll do 2 more on each side. Remember, keep it in the range of motion that feels safe and pain-free. Okay, good. So lower that weight down. Actually, we're going to keep the weight, and we're going to do bicep curls. So pick up that other one. with good form. Bend your knees, bend your hips. We're gonna do a little balance challenge with this as well. So try standing on one foot or a tandem stance or a staggered stance. So find what is a good balance challenge for you, and then we'll work on those bicep curls. Nice and slowly. Remember to let those arms go straight, all the way straight at the end range of that motion. You want to work your muscle through the full range of motion. Good morning, Tubby. Seven. Well, we'll do one whole set in either, your foot forward in your tandem or in a single leg stance. And then the next set, switch, which foot is forward or which foot you're standing on. And I think that's at least 10. Okay, so we're gonna lower those down to the ground. And then we are also going to lower back down to the ground. We're going to do a Russian twist. So you can pick up one of those weights. It might be a little challenging because these are a little bit heavier weights for what we're doing. You can grab a smaller dumbbell. You can grab a little fit ball. But we're going to do a Russian twist. So you're going to be sitting and then putting your knees, your feet like this. So you want your weight in your heels, your knees bent, and then you're going to tilt back a little bit. So the more you tilt back, the more challenging this is. Sometimes it feels good to put a little pillow or a little rolled up towel right here in your sacrum if that helps. Grab that weight, lean back, and we're going to tap it side to side. 2, so we're rotating. 3, keeping your back nice and tall. You don't want to bend at the back like this. You want to keep it nice and tall, nice and straight. 5, 6.
I'm not sure I understand.
Ooh, Siri thinks I'm talking to her. 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10. Good. All right. Now we're going to stand back up. Remember to use good form over on those hands and knees. Okay, so now we're going to come over to tubes. So I've got this set up about chest height, and we're going to do shoulder extension. So stagger your feet. This isn't a balance challenge. We're not doing it in a tandem or anything like that, but staggering your feet will help protect your back here, help you kind of distribute your weight. Arms are going to be straight. We're just going to pull the tubes, the handles right to your hips. So just like that. Now, as always, if you feel like it's a little bit too challenging, you can step forward. Really keep those shoulders down, away from your ears. 5, just to your hips. You don't need to go past your hips. 6, 7, 8. Think about keeping your shoulder blades down and back. 9 and 10. All right, good. Shoulder extension. So that's just a stabilizer here for your rotator cuff. We're working your lats a little bit, really just working on those stabilizers and posture. Okay, so the last one we're going to do, back down on your hands and knees, and we're going to do a hip extension. Okay, so on your hands and knees, you want your hands directly beneath your shoulders, your knees directly beneath your hips, so you're not out like this. So this is going to be, when you put your hands forward like this, it's a little more pressure on your shoulders. You want a nice straight line here. Nice right angles, I should say. Now we're going to just put one leg out straight and lift up. So you're just lifting to neutral. So like if you were standing. So we don't need to lift way up here. I want you to keep your back flat and just lift so that you're in a nice straight line, and then lower it back down. Try not to touch the ground. So we're going to keep that glute engaged. This is a really great hip stabilizer, really working on that gluteus maximus here. 6, 7. The slower you go, the more challenging this is. So if you're feeling like this isn't that challenging, slow it down and really focus on that smaller range of motion. It's counterintuitive, but that smaller range of motion is actually more challenging. So you're making that muscle control. So you're here, you're keeping your back flat. Imagine keeping a teacup on your back and down. You also want to keep your head in line here, so don't be looking forward. That kind of wrenches your neck. And don't watch down here. You can feel it. If you want to look at it for 1 and make sure that you're in the right position, and then keep your head in line. You want your cervical spine to be happy, in line with the rest of your spine. 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so if you're really feeling that, you can sit back in child's pose after that and give it a good stretch. It's also good to kind of go side to side. You can kind of pull, get a good stretch both sides, and just spend some time in that position if that feels good. Okay, so now go ahead and go through these a couple more times. You can do a good cardio session in between to keep your heart rate up while you're working your muscles. It's a great way to get a full body workout all at once, and then you're done for the day. So let me know if you have any questions, and keep moving, everybody. You're doing awesome.